कि हाँ मैं बना हूं उन ऊंचाइयों के लिए जो ऊंची तो बहुत है पर नामुमकिन भी नहीं, क्योंकि मुमकिन और नामुमकिन में बस इतना सा फर्क, धूप छांव में फर्क, बस इतना सा। तो बस चलिए फ्रेंचाइज इंडिया के साथ ये फर्क मिटा देते हैं। फ्रेंचाइज इंडिया।
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us on the special series of Business Opportunity Over Chai. Business Opportunity Over Chai presented by the management of Franchise India with an aim to introduce you with a new business opportunity every day at 12 o'clock. With the same aim today also, we are going to introduce you with a new business opportunity. But before I'll introduce you with the brand and the business opportunity, let me just run you through with the Q&A process. If you have any questions during the webinar, please type your question into the Q&A box. We will take up all your questions post our presentation and brief about the brand. To keep this platform or to utilize this platform more interactive, please keep writing your queries, your questions, and your suggestions into the Q&A box. We could see some of you raising your hand in the webinar. I would request you to please write your question instead of raising your hand. So our today's webinar is about a brand which is into skincare. Ageology, a premium skin and aesthetics clinic from Chandigarh, offers you the opportunity to start your own clinic in your city. They have 14 plus years of industry experience with world-class service experience. Today we do have Dr. SukhSagar, co-founder of Ageology, with us on this panel, along with Mr. Samarth Hans and Mr. Tarun Agarwal, who's leading this brand into North Market. I would like to request Dr. SukhSagar to please take the lead and brief us about the brand and the business opportunities you are going to share with our people who are watching you live. Over to you, Doctor.
Hello, everyone. First of all, thank you for whoever has joined the webinar. First of all, introducing myself. I am Dr. SukhSagar. I am an MBBS, MD, and also I have done 3 fellowships in this field of aesthetic medicine. Beauty and glamour in today's age has become the prime thing which a person looks at, right? So I feel this industry is one of the fastest growing industries in the world right now. I mean, not just in our country, but in any country, if you see, this is one of the fastest growing industries. Now, what we offer is it's a skincare services we offer, and this brand I established years back after completing my education, my MD, and of course, there is no formal training in aesthetics. I mean, if you in MBBS, in MD, we are not taught about what exactly would you do so that skin looks good, what exactly would you do so that pigmentation goes away, what exactly would you do so the lips become better. So this is an acquired knowledge. I mean, first of all, you do fellowships, my first fellowship was in Ageless Institute, Florida. My second fellowship was in Harley Institute, London, and my third fellowship was in Korea. So that's where I acquired my knowledge in aesthetics after completing my MD. And then I put this knowledge to my patients, and years of my experience, I've learned how to give everyone the best results they are looking for. So now is the time I feel to grow this. And so inviting the franchises, the benefit what you guys will have over starting a new brand is this is a well-established brand now. We are number 1 in the region, number 1 in North India. We have patients coming in from Australia, America, Canada, all the countries. I mean, we have a lot of queries from all over India, like people take flights and come specially for their treatments from Hyderabad, Lucknow, Mumbai, Delhi, all over India as well. So it's already established brand. So you guys will not be starting from zero. And secondly, The technology which we are using is one of the best in the world. We have not compromised on quality anywhere. Then there are a lot of celebrity patients. We are the current Miss India Universe is our patient. There are other celebs, like all the Punjabi industry in the region are our patients. Like even few Bollywood celebs like Sonu Sood and others, and a lot of TV and Netflix artists from Bollywood are also our clients. So it's a brand which is well established. It's a clean work, I say. I mean, if some female entrepreneur wants to get into a business, it's a very clean, very prestigious profession where you have your clinic, you can talk about it, you can flaunt about it. You are mostly dealing with female clientele, and of course men and females both come to us, but majority of them are females, and the staff is generally female. So I would say it's a very good opportunity for female entrepreneurs who want to do something in life, and you hang around with elite people of your town through this profession. Rest, we will be providing you all the expertise that which I talked about, which I have learned throughout the years. I will be handing over to that 100% because this work is my passion. So I want anyone who becomes a part of this to do extremely well, just the way we are doing. So I will give my full support, full expertise. I will be handling over, which I have acquired, like I said, acquired through years. I would be handling the full knowledge to anybody who's interested, and also we'll give full training in this, and the later on support also will be there throughout your journey till you establish yourself well. We are always there for you. Rest, any questions, any queries you have, I would love and I'd be happy to answer those for you.
So,
Thank you so much, Dr. SukhSagar.
Thank you so much for that.
It's an honor to have you with us today. And friends, as brief, this is a very important opportunity, I would say. At the same time, it's also a very great business opportunity when it comes to how the financial model and the entire unit economics around the business works. So we'll take you through a small presentation about the opportunity at large. We'll talk about the industry. We'll talk about the various categories under which the treatment is given and how the entire process unfolds. So anybody who has any questions while we take you through the presentation can keep writing in. And as you see, Dr. SukhSagar is a very experienced doctor, and she's been in the business for long, and she's taken the required training, holds fellowship in aesthetic medicine from American Academy of Anti-Aging Medicine, and has treated some of the known names in the industry. And the brand is also a big and a trusted name in the region. You know, they're based out of Chandigarh, but having said that, they get clients from across the country, and also overseas clients which are regular to her. So we'll have a presentation where we take you through the business model, and subsequent to that, we'll also take up questions. Over to you.
Thank you so much for that. Good afternoon, everyone. So different services, as we know, in aesthetics, it's a very big market in India, especially with more and more people being conscious about their skin and the different treatment that they're seeking. It's very important to understand what they seek is a very high level quality treatment. Especially with the clientele that we also have over here, what we're looking at with the celebrities, they're very particular about the treatment that we have, because we know the looks and other elements is very important and crucial for them as well. So this is where we've been able to establish and leverage the expertise that has come not only from the international fellowship and other knowledge and training that have been taken by doctor herself. Through her years of experience, she's able to establish this clinic over in Chandigarh, and to get that kind of clientele being the top go-to place for all the celebrities or other regular clients as well, is something that has been done over years with rigorous training, state-of-the-art equipments, and also the procedures, which is there, the way the treatment is. So it's very important to understand there would be the clinics in the market as well, but the training, there is a lack of quality training available or a structured training available, which is there. The different services that we cater to at the clinic as well, be it the acne, the anti-aging, glow, brightening, IV and pigmentation, and other skin and hair would be there available to us. It's very important to understand not only the procedure and the way we execute the services, but also the equipment that we use is state-of-the-art equipment, internationally certified and recognized equipments which are utilized in the clinic as well, so as to give the best to each and every patient which comes to the clinic as well. 14 plus years of experience and industry knowledge which brings into the picture and culminated in clinic establishment in Chandigarh, where we've successfully been operating for 5 plus years in that particular location itself. Services, yes, as we can see in different setup as well. The whole environment for a patient, be it initial consulting to the execution of the treatment which is required, is catered to at the clinic which is there. So it's recognized not only nationwide with people traveling not only from the north but also from different cities coming here and getting the treatment and consulting, but also internationally, be it Canada, Australia, and other regions where we see the footfall coming in. So it's very important to have. It's not only the growing market where we see strong double-digit growth in India itself. Globally, also it's 100 billion plus market which is there. So in India also it is growing really strong. At the current moment, we are growing even faster than majority of the countries which is there. So it's a good developing market and a good opportunity for anybody seeking investment in healthcare or skin and beauty care. It's very important to utilize this opportunity as well with the comprehensive support. It is very important, as Doctor mentioned, is to get the right training, have the right support at the back end. And she would be sharing each and every element and expertise or different kind of steps that is required for you to run your clinics smoothly and the operation smoothly as well. Whereas what we see in maybe some other brands as well, where the training maybe not be there, or somebody looking into their own practice as well, maybe the training mechanism is something which is not in place, or the technology we are not able to utilize. So the way we execute the treatment, the way we also service the clients becomes really crucial in this industry, which is where the industry experience and the proper training academy and mechanisms comes into the picture. So what we see, as I said, it's globally 100 billion plus market, whereas India also in different segments we're going really strong. Men have also picked up, though we have a very large female client base as well. What we say, more and more men are also getting more conscious and more knowledgeable as well and seeking such kind of treatment. So it's not restricted to only a certain set of demographic in India, but it is also open to both men and women who are gaining knowledge, also getting the medical or the treatment done on time is very important as well. So more youngsters, more millennials become having higher disposable income also plays a very big part because we have people who have the money, they are seeking good treatment, and they are willing to spend money to get that kind of quality treatment as well. So it's a good positive outlook. What we see in a partner is for them to establish the clinic and run it smoothly with the guidance and the operational manuals and other documentation as a support which would be provided by the brand. So it could be women entrepreneur, as the doctor mentioned. So if they want to get into this business, a very safe, very attractive opportunity for them as well. But if any other entrepreneurs as well who have passion about the healthcare industry or the skincare industry itself could also be good partners for us. What we're looking at for a partner is to operate the location on a day-to-day basis with the training and other protocols in place by doctor and the brand team. Which is there. And we can also look at different multiple locations as an opportunity for that. Even if you're coming medical graduate, fresh graduates, or you want to have your own practice and you want to be part of a reputed brand and undergo this step, is to also tie up and have those kind of discussions with us. So we'll be happy to discuss this further with you. So the model that we are taking over here is a franchise-owned, franchise-operated. We are already running our own center at Chandigarh, but what we want our partner to be doing is a franchise-owned, franchise-operated. So when I say franchise-owned, franchise-operated, it is the day-to-day function, the operation, the staff, the client discussion, the treatment, the initial consulting is to be done by the partner itself or the team which is there in place, and the guidance which is there, any kind of products, any kind of equipment, the whole setup is something that the brand will support. So what you have to do is you have your locations, you have the setup already in place. The locations, ideally, what we see is already there, established. So we don't have to. It's not a raw structure where we have to do all kind of civil work and construction itself. But you already have a good location, a good strategic location where we have a different kind of demographic mix available, where we get all different age groups, different work professionals, be it celebrity side, Instagram influencers, different actors who could be your clientele, plus also your other corporate employees, women entrepreneurs. So all these people become your prospective clients. So it's good to have that kind of strategic location where we get all these celebrities and also different kind of patient groups also coming into the picture at the same time. So it gives you a good opportunity. The brand will help you with the renovation, will help you with the getting the right equipment and the products for executing the servicing. It would also be there would also be a training program which is there before we start the operation, because it's very important in this industry where we have the right training, how to execute the services, how to interact, how to consult. So all these would be there, and doctor would be giving that kind of training, because that is the experience that she brings in, and the expertise. What differentiates us against other brands is to have that kind of right procedures, right step, right way of consulting and doing the treatment. So it becomes really important to have that kind of guidance in the aesthetic clinic field which is there. And yes, the operation guidelines would also be there for you to have the protocols. In cases where you feel that for the senior doctors or medical, if any help is needed, shortlisting as well, and the guidance is needed, the brand would be happy to help you understand the right stuff and how we need to operate, which is there. Plus, what we also look into, because the field is such that there are different latest trends which are coming in, different other value-add services that we can bring into the picture. So that constant R&D would be done at the back end, so that we are always ahead as in the market, and we are able to provide the latest technology and the latest procedures to each and every patient which is there. So that is something that the brand also looks and supports you throughout the journey. So what we look as investment and a support. So it's very important when we say the fit out and everything is done. So what kind of support is expected? Yes, the selection is something the location that brings. So we'll help you with the feasibility, whether that location would be ideal. So when we come that location, what we can do to have that kind of setup and branding done from our side. So that is also something we'll help you with. What kind of approvals, what kind of backend staff would be needing. So the guidance would be provided. And in case of senior staff, especially for the doctors and medical, we'll also help you with the guidance and the shortlisting of those individuals as well. Supply chain at the backend, so the equipment or the products which are used, be it for the servicing or be it for the counter sales or the medicine, whichever would be provided by the brand itself, and would be as a separate revenue stream for you. So not only the consulting, but also the treatment and the procedure, but also the product sales. So these are different revenue streams available for each and every partner that we're looking. So what we are more focused on is to ensure that each and every partner has that kind of performance and that kind of support available all the time, so that they are profitable, they are successful over the years, and the partnership that we look into is a long-term partnership. So all these support, all these mechanisms are in place, so that we are there to help you, guide you through the journey which is there, and to make you successful throughout that as well. So the supply chain is from the brand side. All the software, the machinery would be also provided. So back in your billing support, your accounting support, your records, everything would be centralized. So there is a central server available. Any kind of query, any kind of support that you need would also be available to you. R&D support, as I mentioned, would also be there, with any kind of innovations coming in would be available to our partners. Marketing initiative as well is very crucial. So getting at that kind of celebrity influence that we've been able to establish ourselves, getting those kind of awards and recognition, And they're conducting different social media, print media, other events and sponsorship is something that the brand would do at a central level as well. And we'll expect our partners to support and promote the brand and be passionate enough to develop the brand in their local areas and the market as well. There would be frequent refresher training as well. That is the field where we are. So initial before operation, the training is there, but also once we start the operation, frequent refresher is very important and crucial. Would also be provided to a partner and the staff, and also quality control feedback mechanisms would also be there in place so that all our partners get to know what they can do better if needed and where they can further improve their overall efficiency. So the overall support and mechanism would be there and would be available to each and every partner who is there. And the model, if you look at, so the financial is 2,500 square feet as a minimum area that we are looking into. The overall investment is about 1.5 CR. So when we say 1.5 CR, this includes everything with the setup which is there. It also includes your machinery and it also includes your franchise fee. So the franchise fee here is 25 lakh rupees. Which is there as an initial one-time fee available to everybody. And then within the 1.5, we also have about the majority of the cost goes into the state-of-the-art equipment, machinery, which is there, which is further about around 1 CR of the investment goes into your machinery. And this is for the setup and other training and licensing and permissions and softwares that would be required for the setup and the renovation itself, which would be there. So another kind of support is available to each and every partner when we talk before we go ahead with the royalty aspect is where any kind of consulting or any kind of support with the treatment which you require a doctor to be there with prior discussion and prior communication as well. The doctor would be happy to also go to your clinic and provide these kind of treatment and support and consulting as well. So this is also additional support and a very important crucial support from the initial handholding phase, but and the continuous phase as well, where doctor would also be there in certain cases where it is required from your side as a support, where doctor needs to come to your location. She would be happy to also come there. The royalty aspect, when the servicing and other aspect is about 15%, which is there on the overall consulting and service execution. In case where doctor is there, then we'll be looking at a higher percentage because execution and the treatment would be there. So this is something that we can always discuss later in detail if anybody wants to have further discussions on the different aspects of the costing and how everything works. Feel free to share your details and or reach out to us in the number or email mentioned in the chat group as well. Payback period as well. So what we've gone with a very conservative approach with the network and the niche that doctor has also established over the years. What we can expect is your payback in about 14 months of your investment. So which is there, and overall also over a 5-year period, what we can expect is about 3.5 to 4 plus of very reasonable expectation of a return that you can expect at the end of 5 years as a period. So this is where the academy and the training comes into the picture. When we say proper training is provided, different aspect, each and every service, each and every element, the doctor would train all our partners and the team over there. So as to how to execute, what are the different elements to be considered, how we communicate to the clients, and also for the staff to also how we utilize the treatment, the sanitary health side as well, plus also the execution side. So everything will be covered in detail, and this is the hands-on training and the experience that a partner can expect from doctor itself for each and every location that we are able to open. These are the PR and the magazine that we see. Top 10 most inspirational women entrepreneurs is something we can see over here as well. We have media and other publication as well. So what we've able to establish not only reflects through the execution of the services and the customer base that we've been able to establish, but also what the recognition is something that we saw in the initial slide as well, getting those kind of recognition all over India and internationally as well, be it media side or the celebrity side as well, is something that we can see. The celeb clientele, which we had discussed initially. So we have Sonu Sood over here, different Punjabi actors, singers, and others who are coming into the picture as well, be it Ranjit Bava, Neha Malik, and everybody as well, plus other Bollywood, so Boman Irani and other Punjabi and other actors who are there, and actors and actresses. So it's a very diverse client base that we get from leading celebrities who are there in the market, which is there and all over India. And also most of them are famous not only as a community in Punjab, but also the community goes into your Canada and other markets, from which we also get kind of network and visibilities through the execution where people travel across. So medical tourism is a very big market and developing market in India as well. So which is why what we say as a focus and as a support when we say a national level or international level support, the brand pool that we're able to get, the customer pool that we're able to establish is something that the partners would also be able to look into, get that kind of treatment expertise, which is there, and that knowledge, which is very important. So I'll hand it over to Ms. Sonia to have her own viewpoint, and we'll open the house to the question answer. So if you have any questions, feel free to type in the Q&A box, and we can further discuss this as well.
Thank you so much, Samath. And before I go to the questions, friends, I'll request all of you. I saw some of you were raising your hands. So if there's any question that you want to ask, you can type in. Also mention your city of interest. We'll take all these questions live. And Samath, would you also be able to give maybe a breakup of the entire investment? I see the investment
Sure.
is approximately 1.5 crores, where a component of franchise fee contributes about 25, and we have a balance of 1.25, which is
Correct.
remaining. So how much of that goes towards equipment, branding, and
Correct.
interiors? If broadly that can be talked about, and then I pick
Sure.
up.
Sure. So 1.5 is the total investment. 2,500 square feet is something that we're looking at as a space with the minimum. So 25,000 is the franchise fee, which is there. 25 lakhs, sorry. 25 lakhs is the franchise fee. The majority of the component goes into the equipment and the tools because that is very crucial for execution. So that is 1 CR, which is there for all the equipment. So it's international standard, internationally recognized equipment and medical. So it's the state-of-the-art, highest quality equipment that we're looking into. Then there is a clinic fit out and other costs, which is there about 25 lakh rupees, which includes your training mechanism, because the training is very crucial for where the doctor would be providing. So that is additional 25 lakh rupees, where we have the fit out done, which is about 15-20 lakh rupees. And then we have the training mechanisms also in place.
Yeah. Guys, keep asking. I see some interesting questions. I'll take all these questions now. And just to recap very quickly, the opportunity and also the industry at large, I would say India today is becoming a global hub, when it comes to aesthetics, be it hair, be it skin, or any other, cosmetic procedure, because of the comparative, cost of these surgeries in India is comparatively low if you compare with other countries. And more than that, the emphasis is also on the high quality of facilities, surgical facilities, and expertise, which is there in the country. And India is today world's 10th largest medical tourism hub, where hair, skin, and also weight, along with the other cosmetic treatments, which I just mentioned, forms a very big component of medical tourism. And as we speak, and we'll take some answers from Dr. SukhSagar. She's the expert. So about 90%, as I understand, is the industry which is more dominant, by more female clientele than the men. And so we are talking about broadly about 12 categories of treatment, and there are multiple treatments under these broader categories. So we'll understand which categories do well, which are the categories, typical ticket size in these categories. So we'll divide our entire Q&A into three. One was CAPEX, which is the initial investment which is required. What are the operating expenses? Third would be the revenue stream that we'll talk about. And in-depth understanding of your unit economics of, how much money makes typical revenue ticket size we make on every client that comes in, and what at the end of the day would become the bottom line of a franchise partner. So, Dr. SukhSagar, my first question would be: you've been in this industry for very, very long. How have you actually seen the industry evolve over a period of time? And friends, one more thing: Dr. SukhSagar has been owning and operating her clinic for a very, very long time, and very, very sensitive when it comes to her name and her reputation in the industry. So we'll be very choosy about what partners we want to onboard, and we have obviously a structured selection criteria based on which we would, in fact, interview the profile of partners who want to get on board. And Chandigarh Tri-City is something which is currently not open because the entire servicing in that area, in that market, is fulfilled from the center, which is directly operated by Dr. SukhSagar. So we'll also talk about the cities where we want to get in. So over to you, Dr. SukhSagar.
So, since I've started this clinic, I've really seen every year there's a growth in this business. I mean, when I started this, frankly speaking, I was not really sure that how the growth would be, but like whoever, when we sit one-to-one, I can explain how the growth has been exponential. I mean, every year I see the graph to be better. There are more and more people who are becoming aware of these things. There are now, like you mentioned, like more and more men also entering who want to look younger or who want to address their skincare concerns. So I really see a growth in this industry. And of course, like initially I was a little apprehensive that would you like if I only have things. So I was probably only one in the region who started everything with like good quality. So normally what I was suggested that, okay, have like a mix of good and okay kind of services and machines and all, but I took a chance of starting everything with high quality, and I was apprehensive, will people believe in this or not? But to my surprise, if you stick to quality, people do tend to like, it has really worked well for me, and that's what I will pass on to whoever is partnering with us.
Wonderful, Dr. SukhSagar. So friends, just to add on, this business is also very high when we talk about the per square feet efficiencies, right? So if you look at the overall model, the area requirement is only 2,500 square feet. But kind of revenue you can do on a 2,500 square feet versus many other businesses, right, is comparatively very, very high. Maybe if you look at a fine dining restaurant, you look at other retail businesses with similar structure of area which is required. This business, because the ticket size is higher, your per square feet efficiencies are also very, very high. You have a repeat nature of services, the repeat clientele that comes back to you. Equipment and expertise both are very, very imperative for a successful clinic to run. The cost of equipment, if you see, is high, and that is the lifeline of the business. Very, very important. While there are a lot of I would say unorganized players who operate these treatments, but the quality of equipment is very poor, and neither the expertise is in place, right? So there should be no downtime when it comes to equipment. And second is your expert hand. People take a series of treatments, and also when they take these treatments, they take it only through a word of mouth. While somebody who has taken the treatment, they would understand how the treatment has been imparted. So this business is very big, a word of mouth business as well. So we'll talk about Dr. SukhSagar. If we have to understand the broader categories, I think we saw that in the presentation. But out of all these categories, which are your revenue drivers, right? So which is the highest revenue driver treatment which is taken by your clients? Typical margins in the business, if that is something that you can also explain. Typical average ticket size, right? So if you want to give some examples of the treatments being given, that would really help us in understanding.
Two broad category which this business have are, number one, anti-aging, and second is skin concern. So anti-aging is something which like definitely have bigger packages. Like, so the ticket size would be per patient starting from around 1.5 and it goes up to 3 per patient, and the average ticket size for a skin quality work is around 50,000 per patient, which we make like a package with few sittings in it, roughly around 6 sittings for around 50,000. So that of course the quantity of those packages are larger, even though the ticket size is smaller, because there are lots of people with pigmentation and acne issues, and like you said, word of mouth, when we treat one, they talk to 4 others. and with good results, like you have the pour in of people who want to address these issues. And in talking about the expenses of the treatments, like in anti-aging, generally there are consumables involved, which could be fillers, Botox, or even few of the machines have consumables. But in skin concerns, like once you purchase the machine, then the consumables are very, very little. I mean, it's just like cotton and syringes and all that. So that's just the initial investment. But in anti-aging, yes, there are other things which are involved as consumables. But it is one business where I've seen, if you talk about with business prospects, like the expensive versus revenue is quite good. I mean, and then there's not that hassle of 24 hours monitoring something, like, okay, like you said, in food industry, now chicken is finished, now food, milk is like that. Everyday headaches are not there. Like, it's just that once the thing starts running streamlined, so it is very, of course, you still have to work hard, but then these headaches are not there.
Dr. SukhSagar, when we talk about these treatments, you broadly talked about skin and anti-aging, which ranges from 1.5 to 3. Now, is this for the entire sitting, or this is per sitting cost that you're talking about? Are they split over a period of time?
There are few of this are just one sitting procedures, and they start from 1.5 to 2, and few of them have 3 to 4 sittings, and that is the total revenue out of the 4 sittings.
That's helpful. And from the space that we have, say 2,500 square feet, how many rooms typically would the setup need? And I think that will help us in understanding more on unit economics working. And Dr. SukhSagar, typical format when we create, how long would it take, while you've been in the industry for a very long period of time? But for somebody who opens up a new center, how long does it take for him to get to his first set of patients? And what, according to you, is the optimal size or patients one should be able to cater to in a month? So 2 questions together. One is the area, 2,500 square feet, how many rooms typically we would need, and the other is the number of patients for a center.
So for the rooms, like initially I started with around 4 rooms, which I increased to 6. So presently there are around 8 treatment rooms. 8 treatment rooms are easily manageable in this kind of area. And I feel like, so anybody partnering now is not, like I already said, is not starting from zero. Like, for example, if somebody is opening a center in Amritsar, so like an NRI visiting from somewhere who lives in Amritsar will obviously not come to Chandigarh. They will go to Amritsar thinking that, okay, it is the branch of Ageology. So I would say the growth would be like, I started from 0 and if I came to 100, so they would be at least starting from 50. So yeah, in this size, I would suggest that room number should be anywhere between 6 to 8. And that would be easily, it will take care of the everyday procedures and everything. And your second question was, sorry?
How many rooms you said is one that you already answered. And second is the ideal number of clients that we should look
Yes, we generally roughly have anywhere between 10 to 15 new clients every day. And like once there is barely a dropout once people start taking treatment from you. And if you look after them well, do good treatments, give them good results, they are with you for life. I mean, they'll finish one package, then they'll take another one. So we have like files full of people who have taken repeat treatments. I would say 10% is the dropout rate. Otherwise, 90% of the people are with you. Yes, so old patients keep coming every month. So once a month is a sitting for sure. And the new patients being added about 10 to 15 a day.
10 to 15 per day. This is for treatments or for counseling?
So if we say total I counsel 10 to 15 every day, then 80-90% are the ones who get shifted to treatments.
They get converted. Right? And on an average, Dr. SukhSagar, what should be the ideal revenue one should be able to make out of running maybe a 6-room or a 8-room treatment center? There's a 2,500 square feet overall that we have taken. So typical revenue one should be able to do would be how much? And I think Samarth also talked about the royalty structure, which is on the overall revenue the center would do, and the other revenue is on the treatments which would be done by you. There's a higher royalty that would come on those treatments. Can we explain that to our friends who joined in?
So honestly, being very transparent, I started with a revenue of about 5 lakhs a month, and I have reached quite close to 60. Now, even if we like starting of our partners, we can say like somewhere around 25 is what I would expect. So that taking care of all the expensive and the initial investment is a good revenue, I believe. So and the like the costing initially, I understand we have to work on like good quality and machines which are expensive, but that are owned by the partner. I mean, that are always his or hers, whoever is investing in it.
I'll take a question from Dr. Nitin Mishra. His question is that, very good afternoon to you, Dr. Nitin. I was seeing you raising hands again. If you want to write more, you can write. I'll start taking up the questions that you've put. So he's also an aesthetic laser treatment and dermatology is the business which he currently is in. And his question is, what are the basic treatments to make a center successful? While he's already in the business, but he still would like to know, and from the experience that you have, Dr. SukhSagar.
So basic treatments which you have to start. Laser hair reduction is number 1.
Yes.
Number 2 is hydrofacial. Number 3, Botox and fillers are a must. Number 4, something to do with the face contouring, which could be an RF or a HIFU. I mean, these are the few things which you must have initially only. Then there are a lot of things in which machines are not required, but products are required. Those are very easy to start. Like, so more number of things you put in your kitty, I mean, you have more things to offer. But these few machines are a must to begin with. The laser hair reduction, hydrofacial, the RF, and I would say one for acne and scar, which would be resurfacing.
And I think what I saw on the website, you have more than about, in these 12 categories, there are more than 100 treatments that you offer to your clients. Is that right?
Yes, we do.
Now, coming on the expense side, Dr. SukhSagar, typical expenses for a format like that, what is the ideal, and staff, technicians are something which are very, very crucial to make a center successful. So, if we can talk about the selection and recruitment, and more importantly, I would say even the retention and the quality of the staff, if you have anything that you can talk about it, and other expenses which are to be considered. You talked about cost of consumables, right? So in case of anti-aging, the cost of consumables is high. So in this industry, if we segregate these two categories, say one was anti-aging and the other was the skin products, typical cost of goods, how much would that be? And bottom line for a franchisee after taking out expenses, how much would that actually translate to?
So if we talk, like, if the consumables are high in anti-aging, then the package is also high. So even though my like forte is, I do not like to keep the treatments to be okay. There are some people who would charge 2.5, for which I am charging 1.5, but still consumable cost in that would be around say 60,000, and if I am charging 1.5, I'm still, even after giving a good quality service, I'm still making good amount of money. So my forte is like treating more number of people, making more people happy, and still this much margin we do have. And then in smaller things, for example, hydrofacial, like if I charge 8,000 to 9,000 per sitting, I am spending like maybe 1,000 per sitting. So that is the kind of consumables we are looking at.
And what is your broader age group, Dr. SukhSagar? Maybe you're starting,
So we're starting from 16 going up to Definitely 70, but the maximum range I would say starting from 30s to 50s.
Okay.
The number which have the highest.
So this would be at least about 60-65% of your entire clientele, and rest, which is younger and little older, would be the balance.
Yes, right.
So I also talked about typical revenue, Dr. SukhSagar. If we talk about an outlet center running, so what is the average revenue when it comes to optimal performance? I'm talking about after say 2-3 months of operations, when the center starts coming to their optimal performance. What is the average revenue that can be expected from a center?
Like I said, so I would expect around 25 to 30 lakhs per month, which should be the average revenue after 2-3 months of startup.
Okay. And how much out of that would go towards the staff, because that plays a very critical role in the entire
Staff,
system.
so even though I have like you mentioned 100 services, so I have a staff count of total 8 to 9 people. Out of those, one needs to be a doctor and maybe 2 nurses and rest technicians, and of course the housekeeping staff and all that. So total 9 people are more than enough for a center to run.
And what is the average throughput? When I talk about a throughput, one is the human throughput, right? So if you have certain number of say team members or technicians, I would say, who are handling a client. So how many client per technician is the average ratio that we take?
So it's
How many people he can treat in a day, or ideally should be treating in a day?
roughly. So I've divided the work like so. One person is not going to start a face and finish the face. So one person is going to clean the face.
Correct.
Then the senior one is going to put a peel. Then the third more senior one is going to do the laser. The one who cleaned is going to clean the face towards the end and apply the mask. So that's how the output is always better. So you're dividing them, and each one of them are averagely working to I would say 5 to 6 patients per day. So with the kind of revenue I am talking about, where I have reached, I mean, having just like that's why it's such a clean work that only 20 people a day is like my I consider excellent turnover in a day. And in that, you're able to do that kind of revenue. It's not that you have to talk to 100 people, you have to treat hundreds. Like 20 is like an excellent number to have an excellent revenue. So that way your headaches are not too many.
And friends, we're only looking at franchisee and franchisee operated. We are not looking at any inquiries for a franchisee-owned company operations. They already run one location in Chandigarh, so their hands are full. They look at somebody who can own and operate the outlet, while the training, the expertise, the systems, processes to run and operate is something which the company would in fact take care of and train their franchise partners, and also the staff that comes in. But the responsibility of day-to-day operations, the setup, all that is something which lies with the franchisee. Lastly, Dr. SukhSagar, can we talk about the cities where we want to be in, our focus cities? I think there are about 5 cities that we have selected. Would you want to maybe mention that to everybody who's listening to you?
Sure. So if we talk about Punjab, so Ludhiana, Jalandhar, Amritsar, I feel is a good market. And if we go up, then of course Delhi, the NCR area, in Himachal, Shimla, and then of course cities like if we talk about east, like Guwahati and other places, like we got a query from Agra the other day. So these are, it has to be not a very okay, I'm not saying metro, but at least like tier 2 city for sure. Because and having said that, I also want to talk about the fact that when I started the clinic, or a lot of people ask me like, do you only have high-end clients? Yes, we do have high-end clients, but that does not mean we don't have middle class, low middle class people also come in great numbers, like students, like people who save up and want to spend
Correct.
on how they are looking is like really increasing now. So if you see my OPD, there'll be like people from villages coming in, people like females who are teachers, there are students. So not just high end, but it is like, so this is a
Very
myth.
inclusive.
Yes, so this is a myth that only high-end people take it. So
Correct.
everybody is conscious about the way they look. And of course, I mean, a little, I would say sad, but it's helping, of course, the industry that people are super conscious, like to the level that it gives them confidence by the way they look. So it has become a very, very important thing. Like if you go and meet someone, the first thing, if you go for an interview, the first thing anybody looks at is your face. I mean, sadly, but it's true. So plus with all this selfie culture increasing, everybody wants. So they look at themselves in the selfie and they would come to me, oh, I have a little line here or I have a little line there. And sometimes I do have to counsel them that it's fine. I mean, you are beautiful, but that's how it's growing.
Wonderful, Doctor. Speaking to you, I'll take one last question, which I see from Mr. Satish Singh. He's asking, do you help also in hiring the trained staff, counselors, and doctors? While training is given by you, but any help in the recruitment and the qualifications, typically, if you can also talk about that.
So we would be helping in the qualification and what staff would work the best for a center. But since, okay, so hiring would be difficult for us. Like, so finding people in Amritsar, for example, will be difficult for us. But definitely if they shortlist and they want to send us to see what will work better, we are there. I mean, like I said, see, till that place starts doing excellent, I am with them because eventually it's my name and I don't want to compromise on that. So it's not that I've given a franchisee and I'm off after that. No, my work will not finish till you become where I am.
Okay. And any qualifications, Dr. SukhSagar, that you want to talk about for the doctor that we need?
So the doctor should at least be an MBBS. I mean, that would always help because people sometimes do ask. Sometimes BDS stuff works, but I would say having an MBBS is slightly has an edge. And just one is required. Baki, like having nursing staff and then the technicians and all that, that is suffice.
Helpful. Friends, we'll be happy to even connect with you offline post the webinar. If you need more information, let us know. And you can share the location that you are keen to get started. We'll come back to you with a detailed working that has been done. If you want to visit the current center in Chandigarh, our teams in Chandigarh would also be able to facilitate the same for you. And before we close, Dr. SukhSagar, I'll request if you want to share a message to everyone who's listening. And it could be both from the opportunity point of view, demand point of view, and also, from your point of view in terms of the support of your centers that you are coming up with.
Sure. Number one, thank you everyone for joining in again. And I want you everyone to check the page ageology.in at Instagram so that you can understand what all we are doing, what all services we are doing, how we are promoting ourselves, and what is already the reach of the page and all that. And of course, we will be giving you full support in making people realize that there's another center in your city and helping you throughout with the awareness of the center, the media presence and everything. And also, like I said, I would be 100% sharing the knowledge which I've acquired with great difficulty to whoever wants to partner. And then throughout there will be hand holding. It's again the same line. I'm not here that you give me money and I'm gone. So it will be till you guys have completely reached where you wish to.
Great. Thank you so much, Dr. SukhSagar. And friends, I'll just take a moment to show the website also. You can refer to the website and see all the offering and a lot of information that is available. At the same time, we'll be also happy to share as much as information that we worked upon working very closely with Dr. SukhSagar and creating a model which works in the respective cities. So this is the website, which is ageology.in. These are the treatments which I did talk about. If you see, there are a lot of treatments And there's also a view more, which means another, I think 10 odd treatments under each of these. So you can go through the complete website, the information, different packages, and if you have more questions, do let us know. We also have some videos from Dr. SukhSagar. And thank
Also
you.
the Instagram page, Somin.
Okay, and all right. I think there must be a link of the Instagram page on the website, correct?
There is, yes. So, I mean, that would make them understand our day-to-day activities and all that.
Absolutely. Wonderful. Thank you so much, Dr. Sukhsagar, for being with us, and have a great day ahead. Thank you so much.
Everyone have a great day. Thank you.
Neha, can I request you to take over now, please? Thank you.
Sure, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you so much, ma'am. Thanks all the panelists for joining us today and sharing so much details about the brand. And I'm sure the participants who are watching you live are going to take benefit from the information being shared to them today in this webinar. Tomorrow, again, we are coming up with the same aim to introduce you with a new business opportunity with Flip Out. This is an international brand, and we are going to introduce you with the brand. They are coming up with the franchisee opportunity, an indoor adventure park operators. I have shared the registration link into the chat window. You can click on the link and you can register yourself today itself. Also, we are coming up with the most weighted show webinar, which we are doing, Bharat Franchisee Show. We are starting it from today, from 11th of December. You can join us today itself in advance. I have shared the registration link in the chat window for the same as well. And you can join us today in the evening at 7 sharp. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us. Have a lovely day ahead. Thank you, all the panelists and the participants. Thanks a lot.